booktube. It's Sunday, the beginning of another week, and I've already put my camera away, so I'm just doing this intro on my phone. I'm here with my intentions for this week, and it's very simple. It's the last week of January, so I want to finish 2 books, and those 2 books are Dead House Gates by Steven Erikson. Here I have 100 pages left in that, so 25 pages a day. Should be done actually in 4 days, if I can get 25 pages done today. And I want to read Daughter of the Forest. I'm 29% through that, on page 139 of 466, and I'm trying to read 2 chapters a day, but I think I can slow down a bit in order to get that done anyways. And I've made the executive decision to DNF There Will Be Rainbows, a biography of Rufus Wainwright by Kirk Lake, just because I really don't like how the writer's approaching it. So today I didn't actually get much reading done. I had a big to-do list of things to do around the house, and I wanted to start reading Exodus in here, and started reading it, and then I was like, I'm gonna watch Prince of Egypt instead. So that's what I did. I puttered about the house and did stuff, and then I sat down and watched Prince of Egypt. What you doing, squirrel? So I was just complaining about my camera to my brother, because it's an older camera. It's an older camera and it's good and it does the job, but it cuts off after 20 minutes and I can't see the viewfinder, so I'm out of focus in some things. And my brother's like, oh, well, why didn't you ask to use my camera? And I said, I didn't know you had a camera. And so now I'm using his camera, because it's got the flippy thing. Oh, my finger's huge. The flippy thing, so I can see myself, and I'm going to see if it cuts off after a while. Oh, I'm so excited to try this. booktube. So don't worry, when I have these car setups, I pull over, or I'm already like stopped in a driveway or somewhere when I set it up, and then I edit it so it's like I'm driving while talking, and then I turn it off when I pull over again. So I'm not playing with my phone while I'm driving. But I just came on here to say that I've decided to DNF Plum Rains. That makes 3 DNFs this month, and I'm okay with that because I don't want to waste my time on good books. Like, here I am trying these things and deciding, this is not for me. So in regards to Plum Rains, I decided not to read it anymore just because, I was kind of enjoying the story, but that kind of enjoyment isn't good enough. At some points it just felt like it was taking too long to get to any sort of point, and we're rehashing a lot of stuff. And I think what this book suffers from is just like a matter of not being edited carefully enough, I guess, because there's so much stuff going on that's not relevant. So I'm not finishing it. I'm gonna go home and pick up another audiobook before I have to head out again in about an hour or so. I just thought I'd give you a different perspective instead of my face, or part of my face, because it's hard to get my camera set up so I'm in frame when I'm driving. So you kind of get to see one of my drives just came from out in the country, and now coming into town. Hi, kitty. Go to sleep.
G1. Unable to see the exact shape of its surroundings, even though those surroundings are perfectly clear to everyone else. Having a certain distance makes the broad outline clearer than it is to those working close up, who in studying the unique features of every tree often forget that they are all of the same species.
So I'm in my car again, this time at night, so the lighting's a little eerie. And I'm just sitting in my car waiting to go into my next person. It's a 2-person job, so I'm waiting for the other person to come. Yeah, so I thought I'd just tell you about the new audiobook that I chose. It's a History of Global Philosophy, How the World Thinks, by Julian Baggini, and it is great so far. It's also narrated by him, and he has such a great voice. It's nice to listen to. So he's talking about philosophy from all over the world, and what I really like is that he talked about how, like, most of the philosophy that we learn in the Western world is Western philosophy, and what he wanted to talk about is not just Western philosophy but also Eastern philosophy. So he's already said that he's going to talk about Indian history, Indian philosophy, Islamic philosophy, Chinese, Japanese, and Korean philosophy, like the whole world, and he even touched on African philosophy already. What I like too is that it's not just like, here's a history of Indian philosophy, here's a history of Chinese philosophy. It's all kind of grouped together based on themes. So the first one is about epistemology. And another cool thing he said is that even if you aren't aware of philosophy, it's so ingrained in our culture that it affects the way you act, regardless of whether you're aware of that or not. So he says, like, to understand other cultures, it's beneficial to us to understand their philosophies. And I thought that was really cool. I really enjoyed that introduction. So yeah, that's the new audiobook I'll be listening to. Hi, so I thought I'd just end the vlog while driving because I have a very long drive ahead of me right now, and I don't have time when I get home today to wrap up my vlog. So this week I managed to finish Dead House Gates, and oh my god, what an ending. Just so much I wasn't expecting to happen happened. Just really excited for the next book, but I'm not going to pick it up next month, or this month I guess now, because it's the 1st today. I'm still in the process of reading Daughter of the Forest, and I was not expecting a certain scene, if you've read that, to happen. I thought it was going to be quite, like, child-friendly, almost. Like, I was reading kind of a middle grade thing, and then I was just like, oh, this is definitely not middle grade anymore, for sure. Yeah, and I started a new audiobook, which I talked about, How the World Thinks, a history of global philosophy, or a global history of philosophy. Can't remember which way it goes, which is really good. It's bringing up a lot of really neat ideas. Right now he's talking more so about like the history of the philosophies, and I guess that's what it is, but like the origins of them more so. And right now he's just talking about how different the origins are, and how they tie into religion sometimes, and how we approach people and how we approach philosophy is different. But if you look at it, not necessarily so at the same time. Yeah, it's really cool. And what else did I read this week? I think that's it. Yes, because I wanted to concentrate on finishing Dead House Gates and Daughter in the Forest. I didn't finish Daughter in the Forest yet. I think I still have about 200 pages to go. And I may finish that later. But chances are probably not going to get 100% finished. So yes, that is my week. Yeah, so that's it for this week's vlog.